Hey guys, this is Robbie Payne doing a quick unboxing of the HP Chromebook 11. Just came in the mail today, so I'll check out and see what's in the box. Probably just going to power it on today, and that's about it. I'm going to spend a couple days with it. I'm also spending some time with the Chromebook 14 as well, which, as many of you know, is the Haswell Celeron version at 14 inches. But this guy's got a lot more fun things on the exterior, but the same ARM processor that the Samsung Chromebook had from last year. So I'll get a chance to do some side-by-side kind of stuff with that over the next week. Really get to work with it and see kind of what the performance differences are. And see how they stack up against one another. But this kind of is Google's baby for the next year as far as Chromebooks go. Really cool packaging, nice rounded corners, and they even were thoughtful enough to put the color that I ordered on the outside, so it's not generic. It actually goes with the particular device, which is kind of neat. I'll say so far this wins in packaging between this and the HP 14. All right, so kind of cool packaging. Set this aside for a second. Yeah, a get started thing. That's kind of part of the thing with Chrome OS. Really, you don't need all this stuff. You just sign in and go. As mentioned in pretty much everything about this so far, the charging brick is micro USB. Let's see Yeah, it's a 3 amp. So a lot of tablets you see a 2 amp charger. That's actually a 3 amp charger, so it's going to put out pretty well. Probably charge your phone really, really quickly. So that's all that's in the box. That's it, nice and clean. So we'll get that out of the way as well. And in this guy up here, there is the requisite plastic sheath. And we're in. And the device strikes a nice profile, very thin, very plasticky. That's not a surprise to anybody. This has got a nice soft touch to it, and the device is very, very, very light. I have been dealing with the Chromebook 14, which comes in at a whopping 4 pounds. As in this one is, I think, 2.3, if I remember correctly. So considerably lighter, much smaller. So let's open it up. We get the nice little accents. And hopefully, unlike the 14, this one will just power on off the get-go. The big difference in this one, again, is a lot of the aesthetic stuff. So the screen, being that IPS display, I can kind of already tell has some much better viewing angles. Okay, we got some usable Wi-Fi there for a minute off the hotspot, and we're able to get the latest and greatest Chrome Build 30. Interesting note, this one and the HP 14 right now, and I think the C720 that's coming, will be the only ones right now that have stable build 30. Everybody else is on stable 29. So I have heard some reports as well of a couple guys who have gotten their hands on this already and have moved to the dev channel, which is usually a couple builds in front of what's stable. And they're reporting that casting tabs on Chromecast, which if you've ever had the Samsung Chromebook with the same processor in it as this guy, you would know that casting a tab is just kind of a nightmare on that thing. It just really cannot handle it whatsoever. And they're reporting being able to play full motion video with no problem over Chromecast. So that's a huge development if that's the case across the board. And hopefully what it means is that Google's choice to stick with the Exynos dual processor in this one was hopefully because they're actually gearing Chrome OS to be able to run better on this architecture. Because if you've looked in the past, the Nexus 10 still scores incredibly high on all the benchmarks, even right now, and it's the exact same processor. Now, granted, Android obviously is probably way better coded to work on ARM processors. That's pretty much all it does, and so hopefully the guys that are developing for Chrome OS are pushing in that direction, since this is kind of what they've decided to go with. So just a quick show real quick. You can see this is Engadget loaded up, and Engadget has quite a bit of stuff going on it. You've got videos loaded up, you've got ads that are moving, and a lot of media in a long page, and with a 2-finger scroll, incredibly smooth on this. A little checkerboarding there, and that's probably due to the 2 gig of RAM constraints, more than likely. But interestingly enough, it seems like the processor is kind of holding its own on this. And so other couple quick observations. The trackpad doesn't bother me at all. It feels great. Tracks really well with the finger. 2-finger scrolling is working really well. The keyboard has very good travel. Tactile, feels good. The screen, we'll crank the brightness all the way up, is bright. I don't think it's that much brighter, if at all, any brighter than the 14-inch. But the side viewing angles, I'm standing kind of to the side right now, I'm over here, are way better, obviously, than the TN panel that's on the Chromebook 14. And that's to be expected. And then, you know, the text looks more crisp just because you're taking the same resolution and squashing it down into a smaller form factor. So you guys probably already know all those things, but yeah, at first blush it looks really nice. It is very firm. There's no give in the computer at all, no flex in the keyboard, which is very nice. Has a really nice profile, and it does. You can open it right up without actually having to pry it open, which is a thing that I covet from MacBooks. And let me see if I can pull up something to give you a taste of the speakers here. This hotspot isn't performing that admirably, so bear with me just a second. Let's see if we can get a YouTube video to load up. And part of the performance you're probably seeing right now is all of a sudden Chrome is now installing all my extensions on top of what it's doing. So if you're going to look at that and say, oh, I saw lag, you know, you might want to give it a break just a little bit. So I'm going to load up one of my own videos so I don't get in trouble for any copyright kind of stuff. And we're going to crank the sound and see what it sounds like. This is Robbie Payne with a quick unboxing/login with the all-new HP Chromebook 14. Now this is the green model, and it doesn't look that green.
We got this. I'm going to go ahead and
on the Nexus
go full
7
screen with this guy.
This with right now. There's a slight green hue to it, but it has a lot of blues. I think it's ocean turquoise is what they're calling the color. And so you can kind of see on the side of the box here, they make the green look incredibly green. And so I didn't really want this. I wanted the white one. They just didn't have one in stock. Side note, I did get this. I picked this up today at Walmart.
So yeah, speakers are loud, and it's really interesting. And I've read this, but it's an interesting thing to experience. The sound actually coming up out of the keyboard is a pretty neat experience, rather than it trying to come from underneath or somewhere up in the panel. So very good. Some of the quality issues on that are obviously we're pretty low bandwidth right now. So yeah, that's kind of just my first impressions. Opening it up, getting my hands on it the first time. I'm gonna put it through its paces. Right now, I've got the HP 14. I've got Linux installed on it. Actually worked from it all day today, and it was incredibly enjoyable. So I'll do the same with this and put them both through their paces. I'll have some full reviews up of both in the next coming days, and then we'll maybe do a kind of head-to-head and compare the two for those of you who are on the fence about which one to get. But that's all for today. Thanks for watching.